This is the next demonstration we're setting up. We're going to do a floor display. Just got these coated, so these are done. This is finished. I had to put this on hold. I'm getting more requests for demonstrations on our dedicated black Cinemax lights out. Because again, we don't do enough lights out demonstrations because we specialize in ambient light projection technology. So that's why we do a lot of demonstrations with lights on, because majority of places where I do installs require for us to be in fully lit environments. But I want to show you this. I was showing a little bit of the office yesterday, but the fire stick died, so we have it run into the gaming PC. So this shows our screen's capabilities and white levels. Now the screens can generate an extremely high white level. We get this all the time when it comes to black screens. I don't know why they ask for lights out, because again, as I said before, it's a very easy demonstration to do. So if I were to just switch over, you can see exactly, number one, how our screens basically can maintain a very high white level on our black technology. This is one of the tests we have to put our screen paints through. It's called a white level test. This is where we'll take white sheets of paper, stick it against the screen, hit it on a 1000 projector for the environment, and see if the screen can maintain a high enough white level. This is extremely important. Also, to the benefits of basically having a black technology is the simple fact that our screens don't splash light all over the environment. A light splash is like extremely minimum, where if you're dealing with a white surface, a white wall, the light splash is going to be everywhere and anywhere. Look at the ceiling, you switch over, it completely eliminates it. All right, so let's get a few colors in here so we can show you. We're actually going to show our white levels too, but let's get some really high white levels in here. I gotta go to the computer on this side. So we're running through the PC. This text right here is pretty nice to do. Basic text. So we'll just do some basic tests. We do this all the time. We're using computers for our technology. So we'll switch it over here. You'll see much light's coming off the white screen. We switch over here. We pick up the exact same white level. Well, not exact, but extremely close to a white level next to the white screen. There we go. Let's get ourselves some color. As a matter of fact, let's get a white level. Let's do all white levels. We'll do colors. I'm trying to trip over my cables in here. Let's see. PC with snow screensavers. This is why I like doing the keyboards, because I can see my keys. Right. Set that number right there. Oh, for that, we're running through the other projector. Has a projector that sometimes sound capabilities. We just have sound, so I haven't hooked up. All right, basic snow screensaver here, and we switch it over here. Show you that our screen basically pulls up an extremely high white level. Switch back over to black. Very important that the technology has this capability, as I said before, because again, if it doesn't, that means our screen can't pick up color or contrast composition. In the dark. Okay. So snow globes on this side. That's our white levels in our technology. And right there is the white screen. See how bright it gets because it doesn't have the ability to absorb light. That's why white screens do not do well. So let's go put it back over here and see if it basically turns our black screen. Mind you, we had, I like to bring this up, we literally had a person who was doing dumb demonstrations by saying that their gray products actually come up brighter than our black technology, and our black technology came up so dark you can't see it. This surface is white. We're doing a demonstration on, not gray. There you go. This is the reason why our technology can pick up again. And we can do this in a fully lit environment, or we can do this in a dark environment. We still can maintain white levels. Yeah, we are expanded all the way up. There we go. All right, let's get some color. Look at the ceiling. So you see how much light is splashing off the ceiling from the white surface. When we trim it to the black surface, we pick 100% red up. All right, we got purple is the next color we're bringing up. This is purple on our black technology. This is purple on a white surface. We got our projector on a swivel base so we can move it back and forth. And you see 1,000 lumens in the dark, which should be doing quite well because it's in the dark. Still can't be seen on a white surface. what's the improvement you're going to receive over a gray screen product? I'll show you that. Let's go over here. I'm going to show you, we got purple, so we get green. Let me just pop this one here somewhere. I don't know why I moved the screen that way. I'm not going to be able to see it. Come out the lane, I guess I can't see it. There's green. You have to have all these tests done before anyone will contract you. So I explained to people at the end of the day, you cannot acquire contracts for your company without these tests because you literally have to do this on site. There's our green levels right there. Have to be to show the difference between the two or no one will sign you to a contract. We're contracted because we can back our products. This is another one of the tests that are extremely important. What's the difference between your product and a white surface, white wall, or white screen? Keep in mind, this is a white screen is something you're going to bump into just about everywhere. You're going to bump into it every day. Here we go. So, have to be to show a difference. Mind you, we're doing this on 1,000 projector, no 4,000, no 5,000, no 3,000. 1,000 lumens, that's it. Now, as you can see, we can show you white levels, color, and the next stage will be contrast. Then we got microphones running through this bad boy, so let's pull it up. I don't know why I use microphones. Literally got microphones, gonna skip the keyboard. 4K Starfield screensaver. This is one of the most important things that a projector has to be to hold is a black level. Closer to the black level, the better performance of the screen. As you can see, when we turn over to the white wall, it picks up nothing. When we point over to our black technology, we can pick up a star field with no problem whatsoever, and also maintain the white levels that's required for a star field to be able to activate. You need stars in the star field, and apparently they're white. So we switch over to the middle center of the screen, and you can see only our screen will pick up, only. Switch over to the white screen, nothing comes up. This is at 1,000 lumens. So the theory about our technology not having the capabilities to work with the lights off is actually completely bonkers. With another white level. As a matter of fact, we did this already. Let's show you the improvements of a great product versus our black technology. Keep in mind, this is a digital and crystal screen paint product. We give this away for free to show you our level of how we don't feel that we're threatened by great products, because we give away great products. We used to make this stuff back in the day. So this is Digital One product right here. See what your vantage points are going to be with the gray screen versus black technology, real black technology that can receive white light. Now, what you're seeing in the middle, that's the gray screen right there. Does the exact same thing as a white screen. Has the same flaws. You just get a little bit of a bump. That's basically about it. Let's go over and let's go to white screensaver. Oh, we get white screensaver. Can we get white in there? Oh, we can get white. Cool. That works. This is why in our demonstrations we show you white levels, because this is an extremely important part of the demonstration. As you can see, these are our white levels next to a gray screen. As I told you before, dedicated blacks have this stuff called a heightener technology, which allows the screen to generate an extremely high white level, even when the screen being this dark. This is the white surface. This is our technology. Now, the problem you're going to have when the two surfaces are generating too high of a white level, which means neither one can see color, neither the gray or the white screen can see it, but our screen can generate a high enough white level where it doesn't become so dark that you can't make out the screen. If your screen does not produce a high enough white level, guess what fails? Color. Color will be the first thing to fail, because you have to be able to pull up them bright yellows. When you're actually showing off color, you have to show two different versions. You have to show actually two different levels. You have to show a level of black and a level of white, which is extremely important to actually pull color. If it's too light, then the color won't produce. It'll wash out and fade. If it's too dark, then the color becomes unwatchable and you can't see it. As we show you on black demonstrations, that's why they're extremely important. All right, so show you white levels, difference. Let's go over and pull some colors. So we're going to come over here, and we're going to grab purple screen. All right, basic purple, commercial. We don't want one with commercial. Basic purple without commercial. There we go. All right, there we go. Now, you'll notice that the gray screen is not picking up a proper color level, and the reason why is because it has too high of a white level. One of the things when we developed a dedicated Cinemax is the fact that we gave it a heightener literally so high that it can make a certified look like a white sheet of paper. That's how powerful the white levels are. Let's go switch over to the white screen and see if we get an improvement. No, white screens can't match the technology, because one of the things that makes a black screen extremely dangerous is the fact that if it can generate a high enough white level and maintain 100% contrast, that's a beast of a screen. That's what the black Cinemaxes are designed to do, or any black technology we develop that has heightener. Look at the ceiling. This is another thing I talk about. Gray screens and white screens do this constantly all the time. It's called the splash effect. Screen Innovation actually explained it in one of the demonstrations when they pulled down a black screen with their technology of gunmetal, very dark gunmetal, over top a white screen, and you just seen the ceiling and all that stuff just go dark, and it pulls it up and the screen automatically kills all the outside splash of the screen. The screen can capture light and generate white light at the exact same time. The gray product in the middle can't do it. Now, as I said before, we've had people pop up and say, well, that's not my product is different. I've been developing gray screen paints a lot longer. I have more experience in the field. And again, our product was contracted. So when I mean contracted, our product literally was selling better than the gray screen paints today. So to tell you that's the level of expertise we have on great products. And if I tell you that that product sitting in the middle of your screen will match your product, it will. And just to prove it, and to back it up 100%, because I don't like people call me a liar, the ingredients is posted for free. So anybody who makes a great product, you can make that and put it against your screen. You can't tamper with it because everybody knows what's in it. And if you don't do the demonstration, it proves my theory is right, that your product will do this. Now mind, we're only on 1,000 lumens. That's it. That's all we're using. And we're not sitting right up on top of the screen. I'm going to show you where my projector is sitting at. Back it up. This is where my projector is sitting, right here. And this is how far we are from the screen. Doesn't make a difference. I'm sitting right up on top of it. It can't read it. In fact, I can take a 5,000 lumen projector and I can stick it 2 inches from a screen, and a gray screen still can't see it. Now mind you, when I say something, I like to back it up. All right, so let's call it half and half. Let's bring it over here, and let's see if we take the gray screen, we put it against the white screen, how much of an improvement we're going to get. This is why I talk about when people do these demonstrations, you have to be to show a difference between night and day. You can't do these demonstrations if the screen matches too close. It's going to mess you up. Okay? Why I explain to people, make sure that you can show a difference. All right, basic gray screen paint product right there. Mind you, that product right there can pick up at 1,000 lumens easily. When screen paints, we actually only read 2 of them. One picks up at 2,000 on a black screen, which again, ours can pick up at 1,000. No problem, do that outside. The other great product only picks up at 2,200 lumens. A Digital One free product can do it at 1,000 lumens. All right, so that is the improvement. That's all you're going to get from a gray screen versus a white screen. That's it. It's a hiccup. It's a bump. That's all it is. I would literally have to get over to that screen to show you the difference, but we're not taking the walk. Let's go switch over to another color. Let's get these done real quick. Here we go. I'm going to go with the blue. Next, I see the basic colors. There's a solid blue. So my demonstrations take a little longer because there's a lot to show you. So that's the improvement of the blue that you're going to receive. Now you're looking at that thinking, well, that's blue. I see blue. No, that's not blue. That's actually a very washed out blue. That's dark blue, which is displaying. So this is why when I tell people you're really not seeing what you think you're seeing. This is blue. Now, if the gray screen produces blue, it should produce the same blue as the black screen, right? Okay, let's see what happens. You notice my white t-shirt's not picking up either of those in. There you go. So no, you're actually not seeing blue. You're seeing a fake version of blue. It's like people who claim to see 4K on a projector that has pixel shifting. You're not seeing 4K, you're seeing 1080p, that's what you're picking up, but a more compressed 1080p. Let's hit the middle. We know that was going to fall down. I need more tape on that. That's the middle. There we go. Come back over. All right. Come over here. The screen, we have to use more sticky for this. Should be good for it now. I'm going to pull up green. Well, 3 basic colors. Red, blue, green. Good yellow too. I bring yellow into it too. You see right here. Got red, blue. Let's see. Be red. Let's make sure we get red. All right, get red. All right, this color red. I get this all the time from people with white screens. This is what you're picking up from a white screen. This is what you're picking up from a gray screen. Now you see the gray screen has a little bit more color bump to it because again, it has a little bit more, it's black in it, so it basically allows it to pick up better color level. But the problem you're still going to have is it doesn't have enough black in it, and if the black levels are too high, then the white levels will suffer. This is why testing is extremely important. There you go. This is what red is supposed to be like. And let's take the screen and show you how much of improvement we get over a gray screen. There we go. That's our improvement over a gray screen. I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to be rude here, but let me explain something to you. If you watch a technology knock out 17 certified gunmetals, what makes you think a gray product would stand against it? This technology is designed to knock out $3,000, $5,000 screens. So again, if you haven't done this and achieved this or accomplished this in any way, there's no way in the world you'll be able to keep up with it. So as you can see, next to our technology, a gray screen doesn't pick up anything at all. And for those of you saying, well, my product, well, here's the thing. A digital and crystal screen paint can pick up at 1,000 lumens in the dark or lights on, which we showed you today. Paints that we have read today do specifications. Some don't even say anything at all about the minimum requirements or what requirements are needed to actually pick up. And the ones who do have these specifications put in, you are way lower than our black technology at 1,000 lumens, and you are way lower than the Digital One free product that can pick up at 1,000 lumens instead of 2,200 lumens. So that tells you that the Digital One is better. All right, let me see. But if they go back and they show you a demonstration on 1,000 projectors, say, hey, we pick up at 1,000 too, then how come you don't have that in your specification sheet? Because if you do pick up 1,000 lumens, you just shortchange yourself by putting in 22, knowing that you can pick up at 1,000. Even we know you can pick up at 1,000. We've done the test. That's the problem. They haven't done the test. There you go. All right, let's get ourselves another color. We had green. Green already. I want to do yellow. We got these microphones on here now. Let's see. I want to pull up yellow screen. Yellow. No, we want the right yellows. Can we get her big glasses with that? White yellow. And it's in a full screen. That's bright yellow on our technology, and this is bright yellow on a white surface. I explained to you before, if you have a white screen, you're not picking up anything, and nothing at all. Nothing registers on a white screen. You get some, that's it. But other than that, it doesn't really register. Now, next to the technology we have now today, even a gray paint beat a white screen. All right, let's see what the color difference is going to be. Let's see if we get a color difference on the gray screen paint. We get, yeah, not much, due to the fact that that white level is generating a very high white level, and the gray screen on the other hand is generating a high white level too. So you're not going to see much. You're going to see a little spot of yellow darker here, but that's it. So how does a black screen register yellow? Because it has a high white level. You have to have a high white level to do it. This again, why we have the black versus black demonstration. They explain so much about the technology. Let me show that. Not only we show that we don't match these black fabrics and paints at the end of the day, but also shows you how important white technology or white, the capability of producing white is important with a black surface. As I said before, any black surface can see contrast. The problem you're going to have to see if it can see white levels. If it can't see white levels, then color is going to suffer badly. All right, let's go over to, we did that already. I want to go to more white levels again. Let's pull up a white screen. We have it in here. So I'm going to make this demonstration too long. Let's pick up something real interesting. Let's pick up this, I want to pick up a sky blue screensaver. A nice sky blue screensaver. Alright. So you're probably thinking, okay, that sky blue that has a lot of white levels in it. It does. You have to put a lot of white to make sky blue. When you mix colors, you have to put a lot of white in there. So, is there going to be a difference? Yeah. White screens can't register color. As it shows you, if you look at the gray screen paint, you're thinking, well, that's showing sky blue. No, actually, that's not showing sky blue. That's only showing like kind of a light pale gray. Let's show you what you're really seeing. Because if this can see color, it should be able to see color against a black screen. So, take it over here. Stick it on the black screen over here. Now let's see if we can pick up next to our technology. And there you go. You see the demonstration we just did here? I have to do this demonstration every time I walk into an install. And they want to see the difference between my product and black paint. And some people say, well, I've heard of great products on YouTube. It can't be just one person. Everybody makes great products. What's the difference between your product? This is something you have to be able to back up. If you cannot back this up, then you have a problem. One of the first things you have to back up before you even get to this test is you have to show the difference between your product and everyday black paint. Sorry about that going off. But we have multiple demonstrations posted to our site. We've had so many demonstrations posted to our site that we really had to get creative because it just got boring doing the same one over and over again. Even a Miss Cinemax can put any black surface to shame because it generates an extremely high white level. But as for our technology versus a white screen, well, we're much, much more advanced because we can generate white light. Let's get the most impressive one. This is the most impressive one, white levels. Let's go with, let's see, go with, I started off on a white screen. It's more impressive when we do it here and then switch it over. Let's see. Let's go with 4K Snow Christmas Cottage. That's a great one. White. Let's try it. What's your good screensaver? 4K Snow Cottage screensaver. Where are you? There we go. Front page. Did you blow this up? I did blow this up, didn't I? I did. There you go. Now, I hate to bring this up, but we have to take a few individuals to court because they felt the need to go to YouTube and try to make our product look like something that it wasn't. Where they basically took black paint and tried to say, this is how Mr. Bird's product turns out. Do you know I plan to do this in court? This same demonstration you're seeing here. I can back my products out 100%. I did a ton of testing on this technology to make sure it works perfectly well with our customers. So anytime I get a customer who makes a false claim and says, hey, it comes in too dark, this is what I'll send to you. That's 1,000 lumen projector. Because we can back our technology up. This is why we're getting contracts, we're getting signed, we're going to have investors, because this is one of the hardest demonstrations to be able to pull off on a black screen, is to show that you can maintain high white levels. Add 1,000 lumens at that. You need a lot of power to do it. Let's see. Beautiful Women 4K. Let's see if we got it here. Oh, dang. Machine butchered it. Beautiful Women 4K. There we go. I like this one because it has extremely good skin tone levels. You know, this is one of the biggest mistakes I see all the time with the white screens. When people are showing their screens and say, hey, look, I'm pulling a contrast level. No, you're not. You know how I can tell? Because the first thing I'll look at is your ceiling. That's the first thing I'll look at. If your screen's generating too much light, if it's not basically has the ability to absorb light, the first thing I'll do is I'll look up at your ceiling. I do it with gray screens all the time. I'll look at the ceiling and I'll look at the light splashing around, and this is not picking up anything at all. That's what comes up on a gray screen. That kind of ashy tone. That's another thing we can tell too on top of that. Contrast is everything. That's what I can understand how when people have, they spend so much money for expensive projectors to fix the contrast issue. And what they don't understand is that contrast plays an extremely huge role in home theater projection. The closer you can get to that contrast level, the better performance of your product. So anyone bent on telling you that a gray screen paint at the end of the day is going to give you better performance, especially than gunmetal technology, not going to happen. All right, let's get these beautiful. I'm going to pop up over here. Let's get the first one. Now those of you looking at that says that looks absolutely fantastic. No, actually, the color's off. The hair is definitely supposed to be black, and the skin tone is washed out. There you go. That's how it's supposed to look. See how much richer the skin tone looks? The hair is producing 100% black, and the background is actually producing 100% green. Colors are washed out. This is why I'm not being rude when I come on YouTube. People think I'm rude when I come on here. When I look at other people's videos and I say, screen's washed out. But oh no, no, your screen is washed out. I've been looking at this stuff for years. My eyes are honed to see this stuff. So if I walk in and I see your video, I can tell, right from there, I can see from the door, that's a washed out screen. Now, you see it differently. Now it looks washed out. There you go. Now, the reason why when I show you the white levels, our screen has to generate a high white level in order to pick up skin tones and color. There you go. Mind you, this is on a 1000 lumen old 720p 600 by 800 res projector. If someone were to use this projector on this screen, the first thing they would think is, I got an upgrade and spend more money for a projection screen. When actually you don't at all, period. Our technology allows you to be able to use old projectors that won't cost you a lot of money, some even at 60 bucks like we have over here on the Ultra Short Throw, and save a ton of money. Instead of dumping tons of money into contrast, color, and higher lumens to try to get the screen to generate. Take the gray screen. Let's see how much the gray screen has an improvement on this. Now, I'm going to show you how I can debunk people's theories. You know why they get close on the screen? Because you can't see it from here. This is why I told you, a gray screen, especially going against another gray tone, you really can't tell which one's which, to tell you the truth, especially when it's a gray tone. A white screen, you can pretty much pick it up because a white screen is going to generate a higher white level. So you have to walk over to the screen because you can't see that at a distance. Now, you can see it, can't you? But if I stood back from here, you really couldn't see it that well. That's why every time you see somebody walk over to a screen to show you the difference, that's a red flag. Because that tells me at the end of the day, if they can't see it from here and they got to go over there, there isn't much of a difference. Who's going to sit this close to a screen in order to see a difference? So you bought a product to sit this close to a screen to see a difference. Now that's just a still picture. Imagine with moving motion, moving back and forth, you won't tell. You should be able to see that at a distance. So, that's all you're going to get from there. Now, let's take that and let's put that over here. Hey, I'm up late, I gotta work. I got stuff I gotta do today, got updates, search engine optimizer has to be tweaked, so I have a lot of work to do today. That's why usually when you see me early in the morning like this means I got a lot of work on my plate. There you go. Now the perfect skin tone is now gone. It's diminished. The black levels aren't picking up, and it isn't seeing a gray, or sorry, not seeing proper green. This is why we don't consider gray screen paint a threat. This is why we give them away for free, because this is not a threat to us at the end of the day. And again, for any gray screen paint out there, when I say, well, that's you, not me, the product is free. You can make it and do a live stream YouTube, but which you know you will not do it. I'm talking about anyone, due to the fact that if you fail against this product, and you will, you just basically gave out how your product's made, because anyone can make this stuff and now duplicate the product. And you're not willing to take that risk. I can tell already from the door. You're not going to handle that high. So any theory that I make on this product is true. Now, the other issue you're going to have at the end of the day, that this product is around 8 to 10 years old. This is the digital crystal screen paint, which means if you match this, it means your product is beyond outdated. So are you willing to take the risk? I don't think you are. I don't know walk in and take that risk. Now, could you say and try to damage my reputation in great paints by saying that my products don't work? I was here before you, so how could you speak on something you don't even know existed at the time? And I can show a history of this technology, this great product. I can also show history of its sale points on this technology. That my product was doing things, my Digital One was doing things at a level that your products now today haven't even achieved. So it just shows you right there. This is free. This is why we don't consider grade paint to be a threat, because we give it away for free. Now, like I said, instead of spending that kind of money at the end of the day, you have an option to make it free. If you want better technology, we can show you where the advantage points of our technology will be over a white surface and over a gray surface. Let's get one more with a little contrast in here, which is really important. Did white levels, white levels. I love doing the white levels. Let's do this one real quick. White screensaver. I love doing these. These are my favorites. You would think someone would shy away from this demonstration. I love those. So the environment goes darker because the screen absorbs light. White screen reflects light everywhere. Gray screens do the same thing. This is what happens in your dedicated theater room. See the light bouncing off my table over here? If I had a white screen in here, you have any idea how well lit this area would be? When the projector hits, this whole entire area would be lit because light would be splashing every place. Let me show you. See the wall here? Now, because the white screen is reflecting light against my screen, this is how the light is pushing off my screen. There you go. We've done this with Mr. Mannequin. So for those who have dedicated theater rooms, if anyone tells you that a white and gray screen is perfect, no, it's a bad idea. Very bad idea. And mind, this is only 1,000 lumens. Imagine hitting that wall at around 3,000, or even an ultra short throw that's a foot away from a screen at 3,000 to 36, or even a 4,000 to 5,000 projector. You have any idea how much light you would have splashing right back at you? It's going to be crazy. You ever notice when I do demonstrations in this environment, when we do them with the lights out, that the only lights you see is just what's coming off the screen and the overhead lights that I have from my ceiling? You don't see anything reflecting off the walls. And every demonstration I did, my environments were super dark, but the screens were generating these extremely high white levels and colors. But if I did that with a white screen, that entire environment would have been illuminated. My walls were white in that environment, the last house I was in. So all that light would have been splashing everywhere. This is another thing that I see when I watch demonstrations. I'm not looking directly at your screen sometimes. Sometimes I'm looking at the wall, I'm looking at furniture, I'm looking where light is being directed. If I see this popping off in your demonstration, you just showed me at the end of the day that your screen is generating too high of a white level. On top of that, the screen doesn't have the ability to absorb white light, which is another problem you're going to have in the day. And with that issue, that means you can't see contrast or color. So you literally just told me everything about your product just by me just staring at the surrounding environment. These are the things you have to be able to back up. Let me see. Let's get one more. I'm going to get, let me see. AK Desired Nature. Did they butcher me or did they get me right? I think they butchered me. AK Desired Nature. Here, now we got it. Alright, let's pop over here on videos. It's amazing. Videos for so long. I'm at least around almost 20 feet away from the screen and I can see this clean, but you kind of memorize it. video. Let's see. Give me perfect. All right, this is the one I like to do because it has some very heavy contrast levels attached to it. Let's switch over to the white surface here. Over there, we'll switch it over there first. Bring it back over here so you can see that's the white wall. And again, those of you who have white screens, I'm pretty sure you have projectors in there much more powerful than what we're using right now. I just need to get basic. Let's see if I can just look on that one. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Okay, we'll take that shot right there. Get up there. No, we don't need you. Get out of the way. That is. All right, here we go. There's your contrast right there. How much of an improvement will you get with the gray screen? Now, for those who have seen do this demonstration on a gray screen paint product and says, hey, my contrast levels came up darker, well, we have a problem here, and I'll tell you why. Because you were using a projector with a 2,000,000 to 1 contrast in a dark environment with some lights behind the back of the screen. I'm just talking about one individual who did this one, because he's the only one who did it. You used a projector with a 2,000,000 to 1 contrast. That would show a slight difference. It would. You're not picking up a black level. That's virtually impossible, because again, if you could do this, you could do this in a fully lit environment. It doesn't make a difference. Black is going to show either way, lights on or off. But you did this at 2,000,000 to 1 contrast, which means you had an enhancement projector to fake darker shades of gray. Now, if you had it on an Epson 955 HW, it would look much different than the P2 at 2,000,000 to 1. The Epson, I think 599 WH, no, sorry, 955 WH has a 10,000 to 1 contrast. The projector you used had a 2,000,000. So that's why you're able to fake those levels. But even with all that, you still couldn't pick it up. Because again, no projector can actually generate 100% contrast. It's virtually impossible. All right, let's see. Well, for right now, we don't have the technology. I say it's not virtually impossible, but that technology doesn't exist. Now, let's switch over to the black technology, see what we pick up. There you go. This is why black screens are much better. I think the only arguments that they try to produce when it comes to black technology is that the technology is so dark you can't receive a white level. When we were showing off those demonstrations, I guess the next thing they tried to pull was we're changing settings on the camera. We've done these on site. This stuff is going to be set up on site. You're going to see me walking in and out of an establishment of 11,000 square feet with my screens on display. It'll be there every single day. And then once our contracts are signed, you'll see our demonstrations in other storefronts and other businesses. So I guess that theory is pretty much out the window. It's just a cry for help. That's how we consider it to be. Let's see how much improvement that the gray product is going to give me versus a screen that produces a 100% black level. See what we get. You got to put that out there because, again, we have haters who really are bothered by our products. And because our products are that good, that's why we have the haters, because they know our products are good. But it just shows you this is what you're getting from a gray screen paint. As you can see, it's not picking up any contrast at all. Let's see how much of advancement that we did with the white surface. We're getting at 100% black level. If we're receiving that. Let's see. We did that already. I have to go back. So that's pretty much it. We have to get up close, and you have to do this. Is sad, but I got to get up close to show you your difference. That's it. And they'll say, hey, see that? You're seeing a contrast level. No, you're not. If this is picking up 100% contrast, it should be able to match the black technology over here. So what you're picking up is a shade of gray. That's all you're picking up. The darker the product, you reach gunmetal status, you'll pick up a darker shade of gray than that. All right, I'm going to switch back over to my white screen here. Let's see. Let's go with the white screensaver. And I hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. I'll show you my projector. Oh, ambient light projection technology. That's where the word's at. We get this all the time too when people say, okay, well, black screens shouldn't have the ability. Well, the theory behind a black screen, I've heard this from people make projection screens and projectors that black screens should not have the ability to be able to reproduce white light due to the fact that the surface is black, and it's going to have an extremely difficult time generating light. Yeah, then we show them a screen at 250 to 180 inch outside, and then the whole theory goes do. Yeah, we can do it. I don't know about everybody else. I can't count for them at the end of the day, but I know our products can generate white light with no problem. So, you know, I had some people come into my YouTube channel, and I guess they tried to lump my product in with somebody else's. Well, I'm like, look, no. How about you do me a big favor? How about you go over to our website, look at all my test demonstrations, you go back to that other product where you got that information from, and see if they're matching my demonstrations. If not, then guess what? We don't have the same product. Let me see something. Here. I'm going to bring my projector back some. So we are way back here. So my projector's sitting. Just want to knock off two things at the same time. Might as well. This is why my demonstrations do take a little bit longer, people, but there's just so much to show you. That's why. Let's see. Let's go with the that's easy to do. Because we have that ambient light rejection technology, which allows us to be able to generate colors in fully lit environments without the screen washing up or fading. Let's do you one better. Let's move this over here, like so. I'm not dressed for the day. I'm not ready to get dressed for the day today. Well, I still got to be over here. I need to get the sample. All right, going to do a little dodgeball here. All right, there we go. Look at this straight bag. Popped up on camera anyway. Oh, who cares? Gotta be up for anyway. You saw me barefooted in the middle of the day. Well, actually, it's nighttime, and I'm doing a demonstration. All right, there we go. So, again, ambient light projection technology. The gray screen can't register anywhere on our technology. Seeing yellow and blue at the same time, it can't see it because, again, our technology is designed to produce in a fully lit environment. It is 100% ambient light projection technology. Gray screen is not. I like to add these little extras in there. Let me go real quick. Look at this thing, what? I wish your demonstrations could be shorter. Yeah, you ain't the only one. I wish they could be shorter too. But unfortunately, there's so much stuff that you're supposed to see that you're not seeing at the end of the day. I watch these demonstrations all the time. And there's so much missing, so many unanswered questions that I don't get. So, you are getting the full extent of what you should be getting from any demonstration. You're just not getting it because you do the demonstrations too fast. That's why. So let's get the area of the projector right there. Now we're doing just some lights on. Purple. Now if I had a difficult time picking out with the lights off, there's so much more it is going to have a difficult time picking up with the lights on. Oh, we can just get past this. There we go. See what the colors we have in there. We can just grab right now where we can here. We have there, right there. Perfect. Red. Red. Purple. There you go. Kind of keep this under an hour. Got gray. I'm gonna bring gray up. Where you want register? There we go. Now let's pick up Starfield. Whoops, sorry, one with Starfield screensaver. There we go. See if it registers. Okay, that's not very strong. Let's go over here. And let's grab a green screensaver. Oh, they got me. No, I want it. Green screensaver. And literally sitting right next to the microphone. There we go. Screensaver right there. There you go. This is why when we do these demonstrations, and I'm glad I got a chance to do some of these demonstrations on site. And the reason why is because people have to understand the most important thing about us being able to do that demonstration, all those demonstrations, and I utilize the daylight side of that place, is because we had to utilize it. We had to be able to go in and show this, that, and the other. People at the end of the day say, oh, what you didn't do? Yes, I did. I did that popcorn machine. My popcorn machine's not sitting over there. You know why my popcorn machine's not sitting over there? Because I gave it to them. I donated my popcorn machine to them so the kids can have a popcorn machine to watch movies on. I also donated a 120-inch screen, which is around the price of $264, which was donated to them, with projectors and a Fire Stick. That's what I donated while I was over there. So the time when I was over there showing off the products that we have here, I got a chance to take the technology and have it every day while I was over there showing demonstrations, which proves at the end of the day we're not using any special effects or any special camera settings, because if that was the case and the screens did pull up the way other people had perceived in their demonstrations, then people walking back and forth to the environment would have saw the same thing. It would have been an impossible screen to watch if that was the case. And on top of that, which I find even more interesting, right after we left from that site, we pop up at the other site, and we were in there walking around in there, showing off the glass technology. If it didn't work, it wouldn't show. So that shows you the level of hatred and the level of jealousy for our technology, because it's that good. That good. And we have to literally get court orders on people at the end of the day because they are threatened and terrified of our products. It's a shame, isn't it? But it's true. Oh, yeah, we could do this lights on. It's easy. I don't want people popping and saying, well, you know, because it goes back and forth. I don't have time to go back and forth, but it is what it is. We do demonstrations in the dark. They say we can't do them with the lights on. We do them with the lights on. They say we can't do them in the dark. At this particular point of basically of proving my products, and I've had to prove my products way before these people ever existed. I was proving my products. At this particular point, I'm contracted. That's who I see it. We were contracted. We've been on this site several times. They love the technology. They're very interested in investing in the product. They know the product is worth millions of dollars. They're going to make a lot of money off this technology because of what it's designed to do. And they see the full potential of this technology. These are business people at the end of the day who know business. If they thought the product was trash, they wouldn't even have talked to me. They wouldn't even bother wasting my time in there installing anything. Nothing would have popped up in that place at all. I'd have walked in there, I'd have been out there the same day. It is like, no, we can't use this. It's too dark. We just get a TV. So the fact that we're going back in and out shows that the product works perfectly fine. But not only that, I got to teach myself at the end of the day to understand that, you know, when we do these demonstrations, this is to back our, well, we've done enough backing. This is to show our products against contracts. So that's what I'm aiming for now, contracts and investors. But as for trying to constantly prove this to a screen paint that can't pass a basic tone, it's a waste of our time. That's why we don't go to the websites. We're going to want the ones that are based about it, but the ones that carry on too much, we don't touch their sites at all. It's just too much of a headache. It can't be professional, so we can't bother with them. We don't buy their products. It's a waste of money, waste of time. Not going through that nonsense ever again. And what I got to get in my head to understand is who cares what they think, because at the end of the day, I will be the one sitting down with $1 million contracts because we could do this. Pretty cool, huh? Yep, that's what 12 years of work does for you, and probably more than that. Tons and tons of faith in my Lord and Savior, and tons of research to be able to do that. So when I'm at the showroom showing off our technology, the same stuff I do here is the same stuff I'm doing over there. Why not? Look at my projector. My projector's bone white. It doesn't pick up. All right, I'm gonna cut this because I don't want to go over time on this. I'm way over time already. How much light you're splashing off on a white screen. Look at that. Look at the difference of how much light you're pouring off in the environment. Look at that. That's crazy. All right, gotta go. Thank you all, and God bless. Whew, it's a lot of work.